Good evening and welcome to Sydney Parade on this overcast and cool Wednesday evening. The flag is blowing all over the place. Leinster are in the field and Pembroke thirds are opening the batting. Jordan Kelly opening with Noah Smith. It's a very positive opening partnership, this being a 20 over game. YMCA Salver Group B. Sunday will be the opening bowler from the nursery end. He's just checking his run up. The umpire's just checking with the scorers. We'd like to thank, of course, Sean Smith, scoring for Pembroke this evening and doing the live scoring that enables us to bring you these wonderful graphics that you see in front of you. I say wonderful, well, they're good at passing on the information. First one goes through to the keeper, good line. Kelly coming across to it. Yeah, just a 20 over bish bash tonight. Just one ball gone. Another one just going past the edge. Kelly starting to move his feet, not getting far enough forward there, well away from the bat. Evening, gents. He'll be back in 2 minutes. He's already given them instructions. Why, were you looking forward to running next tonight? Well, third ball of the over. It's bowled a bit closer to the batsman and he's just slapped it through cover. And apparently a no ball and a free hit as well. Well, that's going to keep the scorers busy. Wind coming from the north today. Hopefully it will keep us dry. This one's looped over the fielder in the ring on the leg side. Both batsman and fielder were frozen in place. Jordan Kelly falls, gets up, falls again, drops his bat, gets up again, runs on without his bat. Here is a replay of, well, of the four crack through. Oh no, there we go. Just see, Kelly was just stood in his ground thinking he was in deep trouble, and he very nearly was. Kelly getting well forward this time, using his feet. This is looking good for him at the moment. He says putting an absolute curse on the poor guy. His feet are moving. He's seen the ball well. He's already slapped one away. 7 off the over, 6 of them to Kelly. Another one slapped back down the pitch. Oh, that would have stung. Prasanth. No, the microphones. I don't mind, but it's what you don't want everyone else to hear. Well, that one didn't really get up. Kelly thought it was wide enough to have a go at. That concludes the first over. 7 from it, but also 4 dots. This one absolutely slapped back at the bowler. Hit his hand and it hit the bottom part of his hand. Luckily for Kelly, he survives. He's on 6 from the first 7 balls of the innings. So yes, 5 dot balls, but still 7 from the over. Noah Smith taking a leg side guard. Nets are busy beside us. Not quite the massive crowds that were down here in April and early May. Still a few down. There's a double header in the club this weekend. On Monday, the 7ths are on the junior pitch, including yours truly. Ula comes on at the St John's end. Very carefully set field and a very noisy train. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Let that head on its way up towards Dundalk, Drogheda area. Hardly think that's going to Hoath. Played away down to third. It will be fortunate if the fielder can catch up with that. He can't. The ball hops at the fence. And 4 more runs onto the total. And a good start for Pembroke. Josh. Hello. Yes, you do. More runs, just the first single of the day. That's going down leg, I think. Umpire agrees with me. Definitely no bat involved and lots of pad. That's bat on ground. That's bat on ground. But the umpire disagrees with me. Gives it, and that's the end of Smith for 5 of just 4 deliveries. My first impression of the sound was more background than anything else. But the replays unfortunately don't have sound, and we don't have Snicko. So the first wicket has fallen, 13 on the board. We're only in the second over. And Noah given out, caught behind. That's what it says in the book. And I'm sure Noah will confirm that to me later anyway. My initial thought was, though, baton ground. Okay. Well, Niall says big fat edge. That's good enough for me. But more importantly, the umpire said big fat edge. And that led to the demise of Noah Smith. Don't you dare. Number 7 was going to go and move the sight screen. He's swinging it so much, this bowler. One can see why his appeals are being strangled. However, he'll be delighted. Only 6 added to the score, and he's picked up the wicket. Yeah, it's hit him in line. It's hit him in line with leg, but it's going on to miss leg, in my estimation. And of course, as every day goes past, the eyesight gets worse, the hearing gets worser. That's got away for 4. Well, that's a well run. Quick call down the other end very quickly. Dan Murray has joined Jordan Kelly in the middle. Late call of no. Another one runs away. Murray would be delighted. Gets on the board. Played this very nicely. Side all definitely being positive here. The Pembroke batsman, well aware it is a T20. Wanted to get a good score up. 9 off this over so far. Run rate now over 8. Got to be pleased with that. Still 2 balls to go. Another one slapped away, but this time straight at the fielder. He prevents any run, and his opposite number on the other side prevents any overthrows. Yes, as I mentioned, this game being played in the YMCA Salver Group B. Well, that's hit out on the leg side. It's bisected the 2 fielders. They're going to pull it up anyway. Good return. Keeps it to a single. Evening, Joe. Talent spotting tonight, Joe?
On Leinster's side.
Good start for Pembroke. They did lose the wicket of Noah Smith early on. And now we go into the 4th over. 24 on the board. Oh, Jordan Kelly would have been a little bit on the nervous side there that time. Yeah. He's getting a lot of swing. He also has the advantage of bowling into the wind, which is accentuating any swing he is getting, pushing the ball even further wide. Well, that's a better shout. Kelly with the expansive drive on this occasion. He just hasn't got the measure of the swing yet. It's nothing to fret about. It's not like he's not scoring any runs. He's 11 off 12. This one again, just too close to a fielder to risk taking a run. Ah, that's a wise decision. Joe Prendergast now looking resplendent in I don't know what shade of blue you'd call that. Too vivid to be baby blue, too light to be navy blue, and those are the only two blues I know. Came out originally without the coat on, took a couple of steps around the nets and decided that no, definitely coat weather. And he's got him this time. Kelly has tried to lift him into the gardens. He swung round on it. He missed it. Once he missed it, well, he was in all sorts of trouble. And this one got careering into the stumps, and Pembroke have fallen to 24 for 2 in the fourth over. Well, here's a replay of that wicket. Bowler's been bringing it into Kelly all the time. He's felt cramped. On this occasion, he tried to go big on the leg side, got under his bat and careered into his stumps. Well, the third's turning to youth again. Again, he's getting loads of that swing. This time it's evaded the batsman, the stumps, the keeper, but not fine leg. And one comes from it. Murray looking to follow that one round on the leg side. Eyes lit up at the thought of some free runs. Welcome to the 16 of you out there who are joining us at Sydney Parade tonight. Well, finally, one has swung onto the bat, and it is absolutely punched away to square leg. And And what was looking like a really good over for Leinster after 5 deliveries ends up looking 50-50. 7 runs coming from it, despite the loss of that wicket. Whaley just about getting his timing right on this occasion. Ball onto the bottom of the bat, suggesting he was a little bit early onto it. He's asked for guard. The umpire will be with you in a minute, signalling, I think, possibly a change of bowling at the nursery end. This could be a double change, of course. Only a 20 over match this evening, each bowler limited to 4 overs each. Plenty of different types of cloud around tonight. Let's hope none of them are rain bearing. Enough of a wind to keep them changed anyway every couple of minutes. Batra is the next man in. Left arm around. Bruce thinking that was maybe a little bit wide. Sorry? Yeah. Good running from Pembroke. Get through for the single. Further along, lads. Lads, further along. Just played away on the offside. Gap covered by the boundary rider. Returned to the bowler. Whaley looking to be positive. .33 for 2, 5th over. That's chopped away. Down to short third. Single the result. Dan cuts it away on the off side and it runs away to the fence, and Pembroke will be pleased with that. 7 from the over. 38 now after 5. Bit of width there on offer. A bit full. And the fielder, well, it was awkward. It bounced just in front of him where it was going to come up to about knee level. You never like to go down on those. It does you by staying low. So afraid it might just pop sometimes. Everyone wary of that one. Single. At the moment, Pembroke are looking around 150, 160. They'll be hoping that as they have wickets in hand, they'll be able to really take on the bowlers at the end. Dan Murray's got into this habit of counting the fielders around him, seeing where they are, mentally noting it. Oh, the keeper's missed it. It's just going to be a bye. That one seemed to stay a little low. I mean, as you say, what you'd like to do is have them over by the side screen. Yeah. Nobody tuned in and dropped us a line on the live chat yet. What do you think Pembroke will end up with? Oh, overthrow gets them one. And then another firm throw back across the square. Also available online at the moment, Warringstown under-13s are playing Lisbon under-13s. Well, that's lifted out to Cow. Just the 4, but my goodness, that was travelling. I doubt if Niall has picked this up in any way, shape or fashion. That came at speed, never really got high enough. Oh, okay, we'll give you that. You got the bit that mattered. Cracking shot for 4, and another over is turned from a very good one for Leinster into a decent one for Pembroke. 7 coming from it. The score has moved on to 45. And that 150 is what looks like is being on target. Hi, Marissa. Hi, Marissa. Good. Back here again.
Same here. Same place, different day.
Marissa Whaley, one of those people who spends more time on the ground than even Niall and myself. It's not out. Hit him outside the line. Well, that's the answer. Super shot from Murray, who's moved on to 23 now from just 13 deliveries. Pembroke reached their half century off 38 deliveries. While they're searching for the ball. That's quite an upright chart. Great to see. We have a new button.
Off we go. Probably only makes sense in the second innings.
Well,
Shows nothing.
the scenario is blank. We'll return to the scoreboard. The ball will return to the bowler. And we can return to this game. Whoa. I heard a noise. Again, it sounded more like bat off ground, and the umpire agrees it hasn't touched anything and it's gone for 4 byes. Dan Murray claiming it came off the edge of the bat. That one runs across the boundary. Straight down the ground again. This time long on is there, but he won't prevent a single. Johnny Garth and Josh just about to enter your picture at the top left, doing another lap. Of course, we won't see him until end of the over, and he'll stay away from behind the bowler's arm. Played away. Fielder failing to take it cleanly, lets them through for the single. That is the end of the over. There are 7 gone. Score's moved on to 55 for 2. And Johnny Garth enters the picture. Just a scout comes down to the commentary box. Scout paying absolutely no attention to Dan out in the middle. Far more interested with other things. Batcher's gone for 14 from his 2 overs. 11 coming off that last one. Oh, that's short. That's just dealt with properly. That got exactly what it deserved. He shuffled in, threw it halfway down the pitch. It just sat up and begged for somebody to get under it and just lift it to the pavilion. And no better man than Bruce Whaley. Bang, gone, 6, thanks. Regular listeners will know I can bore with the rest of them about how many subscribers we have. It's got up another one this evening. We're up to 974. We're just 26 short now. Surely somebody out there has 26 brothers or sisters. Thousand would be such an achievement in such a small time. 2019, Niall started this channel. 258 videos will be on it by the end of this evening. It's another one that's short, and the keeper's missed this. He didn't really get down at all. The fielder has trodden on the ball, which seems to have stopped it, but they'll get through for 2, and they'll be byes again. Wides this time. So 9 off 1 ball so far. And Tiwari is not having the best of starts to his spell in this competition. I'm guessing that Leinster haven't played any other games. Oh, it's another one down the leg side. It's another one pulled away. They won't take the wide. They'll take the 4. Score moves on to 69, and we love to say good evening, James. You're going home? Getting a coat? Cracking 4 adds to the score. Well, Tiwari is now going to try and go the other side of the wicket to see if that makes any difference. Well, that's a no ball. Well, Bruce was so keen to face Tiwari again. Dan Murray with a very emphatic no. Good to hear. 13 off 2 balls. And this is already a super over for Pembroke. Just don't try and take too much. He's bowling from too wide. The umpire has seen it. Cracking over this for Pembroke. Dan Murray retaking his guard, and that's quite sensible. Off stick. And it's a free hit. And that one's gone big. That's into the gardens, and that's how to deal with a free hit. Well, so far we've had 6 3 wides, 4 1. Which Bruce was so disappointed wasn't 2. And that's given Dan Murray the chance to get 5 no balls and 6. So far, there's 19 off the over and 3 balls have been bowled. 4 now, and the score moves on to 80. Pembroke's run rate has reached double digits thanks to this over. Well, he's tried to dump that one over to the gardens instead. It rolls along the ground and the boundary rider gets it. It's another single, and that concludes Tiwari's first over, and it has gone for 25 runs. We'll take another look at the worm now. It's got to be pretty upright. Look at that acceleration from these two in the last over. What a difference that has made. And Leinster are going to have to match that at some stage during their innings. 25 coming from it. Sun's starting to come in now to the commentary box. I don't know what to do. This hasn't happened before this year. Just 2 singles from the first 2 balls of this over. Things have calmed down a little bit now. Dan Murray facing. He's on 33 off just 18 deliveries. Plays this one nicely away through the gap. There's going to be no fielder catching that one. Another 4 runs for Pembroke. 90 comes up. And Batra has now gone for 23 off 15 deliveries. Delicately played and perfectly splits those 2 fielders. And the boundary rider's never going to get round there. Again, same shot, closer to the fielder at point this time, but gets past him and runs away for another 4. He looks back to the bowler to say, what do you expect me to do? Well, Dan Murray certainly feels he's in, certainly feels he's seeing it big. Taking a break from the studies probably at this stage. Just dropped into the offside. They just take the single. This is sensible batting, not looking to go big on every occasion. This one given a bit more air. It's chopped from the inside edge, misses the stumps. The bowler exasperated. Oh, what can I do? Well, he finally got one to take the inside edge. Goes for 1, and that's 15 from the over. Well, those last 2 overs adding 40 runs. It'll be interesting to see. Leinster are going to make another change, unsurprisingly. 25 came from the last over at this end. Jay McCarthy is the name on the screen. And we're going to see the introduction of the first bit of leg spin for the evening. Well, 2 established batsmen now. This is the 10th. And a cup of tea if the bar is open would be nice. 96 for 2. Dan Murray striking at 200 at the moment. Oh, beautifully played. He knew there was no slip in place. It was quite a safe shot. Don't suppose he wanted it to run off the edge of his bat, but it did enough to beat the keeper, and they get through for another single. That one's fetched from outside off and just pushed off the toe of the bat into the into short cover. It was nowhere near where he was aiming, and nowhere near where Niall thought it might have been. This time, stifled appeal. Ball very obviously coming off the face of the bat. But this is much better for Leinster now. McCarthy. 2 singles, last 2 deliveries. That one, and that one's taken the wicket. Caught at short extra. 104 for 3. Bruce Whaley falls for 30 off just 18 deliveries. A partnership of 80 between Whaley and Murray. And a few extras as well. Well, they came together when the score was just 24 for 2. And they've managed to get Pembroke up to 104 for 3 in the 10th over. Still 7 wickets in hand. My goodness. Let's see how Pembroke go now. It's Ethan Clark who's come out to the middle. Usually opens on this side, but in a T20 bash, he's coming in at number 5. No, there is a donut there for you. And that's a fine over from McCarthy. He's really done a good job there for his skipper. Perhaps should have come on a little bit earlier. 8 for 1 off his 1 over. And it was just that first loosener that went for 6. And apart from that, 2 dots, 2 singles and a wicket. Well, I've seen them take drinks. Let's not kid ourselves here. It looks like a double change now. Rahman bowling from the nursery end, setting his field with the care and cause that he desires. So with 10 overs gone, Pembroke on 104, so you'd be thinking they'd be looking for 200. Repeat in the second 10 would be 200. Anything less, they're going to feel like they've sort of left it out there. But there's also the potential to get some more. This one cracked away. Boundary rider will get to that one. He only has to move 2 or 3 paces. That's for you. Many thanks to Amanda for the jam donut. Cracking shot. Nice bit of fielding. A generous man would say he dived well to his right to get there. Short, pulled away on the leg side. There is a fielder out in Cal, but they will be looking for 2 definitely. But it's not there. Appeal for everything there. Another one short, another one played away on the offside, and this time the boundary rider can't get to it, crashes into the boundary. And 4 for Clark. This is a lovely shot. Took his front leg out of the way and then just glided it through extra cover. This one just dropped down for the single. Smart running, smart play. 8 off the over. And Pembroke have moved on to 1-1-2 for 3. Here is the batting card with 9 overs to go in Pembroke's innings. few dark clouds around. As I say, I think the wind's going to keep them from drenching us. 9, on the other hand, I think is going to go and get a couple of walls, just in case. Just drop down to 3rd.
Lovely bowling, Joe. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan. Okay. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good. getting fast.
Very small.
Cracking 4, in front, well in front of square on the leg side. Dan Murray moves to 49. Evening, Johnny. Well, leg side wide. We'll have that one again. Strokes away behind square. And that is Dan Murray's 50. It's a well played 50. 50 for Dan. A polite smattering of applause. As if he knows the job isn't yet done.
Costo.
Well, they'd moved the boundary rider further in front of square, but to no avail on this occasion. Pretty, well, substandard attempt there. And it goes through for another 4. Dan Murray, now he's got his 50. May feel like it can now start to open up. It only took him 25 balls to get to 50, but now he's going for his shots, and that takes him on to 60 already. 60 off 28 deliveries. Oh, somebody's going to have to watch this video again, aren't they? See you, Johnny. Yeah.
Oh, it's in the background.
Oh.
Spectacular fall, if I must say so myself. I fell over the dog.
Oh, we may have that on a wide-angled shot. Charlie. Again, there's that shot clearing the front foot out of the way. The fielder on this occasion gets down to ground, fields the ball. And Pembroke still on target for that 200 plus. Oh, the reverse shot, and it goes through the fielder's hands and runs away for 4. Kind of got away with that, one felt there. But Dan Murray won't mind. And it gives the bowler something else to think about. How to bowl to this young lad. He's in cracking form this season. He's the leading run scorer in Leinster cricket, to the best of my knowledge. And let's see if that's to the best of cricket Leinster's knowledge. Another beautiful shot, another 6. And 1 into the gardens, and he's now on to 70. And it's only taken him 29 deliveries. 30 deliveries. Dan so far this season, averaging 42 and a bit. And his previous highest score is 92. He scored 382 runs, and he was almost 50 clear of second place in the whole of Leinster. 2 50s and 1 duck, 31 4s, 12 6s. Well, he's certainly added to that tally tonight. And Pembroke have moved on to 143 for 3, and this is one of the best innings you'll see in Pembroke this year. "13 off the over so far." Leinster players standing around in bunches. 2 on Cyril's way boundary. 2 batsmen having a word. Let's hope their concentration isn't broken by this break in play. Since I put it on, Charlie, the sun went away. Yes, it's a fabulous hat. Charlie got me a Philadelphia Phillies hat. Mainly because on the front of it is a great big P. Well, just a single on this occasion. Brings Ethan Clark back onto strike. It's proving to be an excellent foil for Dan Murray in very destructive mood. And that single off the end of the over means that there are 7 overs remaining. Pembroke have reached 144. It's going to be another change of bowling. Counter number 4. Oh, I guess we're going to see that again. That'll be the replay of the week. Dan Murray on 71, facing the opening bowler. They brought him back. Good effort by the fielder. But he went at it with very hard hands and hard to hold on there. They were just inches above the ground. Sunday opened the bowling from the other end. And he's got a lovely action. will be a single to the fielder. Oh, overthrows again. It's McCarthy that picks it up in the end and calmly gets it back to the keeper. Bit chilly down here this evening. Call of no on this occasion. Ap Sunday well, that's edged through and the keeper's put down a chance and they call no. Clark had a swing at that one. It squirted off the bat. The keeper tried to get to it and he has hurt his hand there. He jammed it into the ground trying to take that catch, but the ball spilled. Clark gets a life on 13. "14 overs gone, 36 balls remaining. Run rate still above 10. Even though only 3 came from that over. New guard wanted. Dan Murray.
It is Pembroke and Leinster.
And it's available on YouTube.
Yeah, they need to have DL available. So, listen, I'm sure they'll get to it.
Well, that's nicely played. Murray just lifting it round on the leg side with an open face of the bat. They're going to get 3 here, surely. And Clark, it's all run 4, not out. All run 4 from Dan Murray brings up the 150 for Pembroke. He's going to be a bit oof after that. 151 for 3 off 14.1. We've eaten our donuts. Oh, there's some super stuff going on out here. Dan is on 76 off 33. Well, this time he's been trapped in front of the stumps and his innings comes to an end. Another 76 runs to his name. He was getting more and more inventive with his shots, more and more entertaining and scoring quicker and quicker. 76 off 34 deliveries and Pembroke now in the depths of despair at 152 for 4. They'll be delighted at Dan. Yep. But he's done a super job for his side and he can hold his head high. Running 4, he was always going to be a little bit tired the next delivery, certainly. And he departs, having put on 47 with Ethan Clark. Gets a good round of applause down at the clubhouse. Rahman has picked up his first wicket in his 3rd over. After an all-run 4, the wisdom of those fails to... I can't get my head around those. Sahil Manchanda has joined Ethan Clark in the middle. These two played with each other a lot last year on the fourths. Hacked out onto the leg side, he gets off the mark, and just a single will do him. He gives the strike to his more senior partner to face the last two balls of this, the 15th over. Well floated it up, but well played away on the offside. They just take the single, that's all that's on offer. They take the single quite handily. Well, nearly chopped on. And considering what's gone before, that's an excellent over for Leinster. They've seen the back of the dangerous Dan Murray, and they've only conceded 6 runs from the over. So with 15 gone, Pembroke on 153 for 4. Scoring at just a touch over 10 and over. But the main man with the momentum for the Pembroke thirds today, Dan Murray. He scored 76 from just 34 deliveries. And that has made a big difference here. Captain Bill Whaley will be delighted with the way his troops have attacked this Leinster attack. Batchford is returning. He's been going for over 9 and over up until now. But again, as I say, most of that came from the wide bat of Dan Murray. Ethan Clark just playing well back to that one, trying to play it away. Just cut away third. No danger of a run out with a return like that. Well, I don't think the LBW was going to be given. Off the bat, onto the leg, well outside leg stump. Another dot ball. Suddenly it seems like the Pembroke innings is starting to stall. Well, that's, again, hacked down the ground. This time the fielder gets enough behind it. Keeps it to 1. Played straight down the ground to mid-off. Or he's at mid-off by the time he picks it up. He was at long-off. Another single, another good over for Leinster, just 3 runs coming from it. And let's have a look at the worm, how the worm has turned. See that? Super looking worm for Pembroke, but it's taken a bit of a turn in the last couple of overs. Let's see if they can get that back on track. Well, he takes the full toss on the full, plays it out on the leg side. It'll just be a single. You can have this coat if you want, Amanda, because I've got another one in the car. Don't think you need to appeal for that one, sir. He's got a neck and crop, and Sahil never really got going tonight. Usually one of the more fluid players around. But on this occasion, his defences were left wide open. And Raman walked through the legs, onto the stumps. The big hoik to the leg side doesn't come off today. And that's the 5th wicket down with the score on 157. Niall, she was brilliant. Got every replay, all the action. So 157 for 5, despite what it says on your screen. Another wicket has fallen. Another batsman comes to the middle. And we shall see who it is under the helmet. Evening, Nicky. Well, that's played out into the leg side. It will just be a single, but it gets the new man off strike. But we'll wait for live scoring to catch up with us. Threes. Well, they called for 2. There was never going to be 2 there. They were relying on a very poor return, which you didn't get. Jürgen Badenhorst is the new batsman. Well, it's not going to be out unless it's run out. But no direct hit. Score moves on to 160. And the run rate has fallen below 10 for the first time since Dan Murray was at the crease. Dan Murray, as I say, the leading run scorer in Leinster cricket, full stop. According to the records on the Cricket Leinster website, he was 45 ahead of everybody. Dan Murray, he's passed 400 runs for the season, and we're not even out of May yet. Marvellous achievement. He's had, according to the database, he's already played in 12 games, including for Dublin City in the under-23s, a level he'll be playing at for quite a while. Sugar rush. Yeah, there was actually. It was a decent amount. Well, delicately played by Clark. Well played, and the fielder's kicked it away from himself, and that's going to cost another one. Another fielder comes along, does the necessary. McCarthy, it is back on for his 3rd over. And that's just dropped down to 3rd for another single by Clark. He's scoring at about a run a ball. Big yell from somewhere. Tag rugby taking place behind us. Well, that hits him on the full.
Nice job, boy. Nice.
Badenhorst sends Clark back. Another swing. with no connection. Good attempted stumping there. Badenhorst was A, not concentrating, and B, tottering over, unbalanced. Could easily have lifted his foot. Square leg umpire deciding that he had got it back in time. Another big swing with no effect, and that's the end of the over, and just 3 runs from the over, and Leinster are really doing well to pull this back. Just 2 overs left in this innings now, 164 for 5. Badenhorst has faced 6 balls for 1 run. It's almost flat now. You could build on that land. Oh, Pembroke squandering the beautiful base that Dan Murray's 76 from 34 balls has given them. You didn't see the clip of Carroll falling over? Carol and Scout were at the top with Josh and Jonathan, and she got tangled up with Josh. And it's all on the top of the screen. I think you will again. Nyla's already bookmarked it. Marissa couldn't control her delight in coming over to tell us that this has proved to be a good little innings for Pembroke, despite them appearing to falter at the end. Just take one on the car. One on the back seat of the car. Well, there are the thirds. A few smiles around there. Joe in the vivid blue coat, looking like he's dressed for the American East Coast gangsters. Oh, that's better. Punched away. McCarthy can't get to it. It slips away for another boundary, and 170 up now. Just 9 balls remaining. Is that better? I could give you a pair of pads as well if you were that really good. Ular into his final over now. That's well called. Ethan Clark now scoring at greater a run a ball. 28 off 27. Pembroke have moved to 171. Well, even a score of 180 here is going to be a decent score. You know, the Leinster team are going to go for it. Ball hits bat, gets single.
Yeah, that should be. I'll have a look later. Hopefully I got it from my dog this time.
Well, Clark's eagerness to get away off the last ball of the over was nearly his undoing. Not to be on this occasion, and Pembroke have moved on now to 172 for 5, And there's just 6 balls left in this first innings of this YMCA Group B clash between Leinster thirds and Pembroke thirds at Sydney Parade. Do something if you want. Evening, Graham Mooney. Don't know, he's tuned in. I've already said hello to James. Did that a while ago. 103 runs ago. Mr. Batra giving plenty of encouragement to his team in this, the final over of Pembroke's innings. It'll be a quick turnaround, just for 10 minutes. Well, that's come off the inside edge and flown away. They will get through for the single. Clark done on length on this occasion. You see he's trying to clear his front leg and play him away on the offside. Still, Pembroke will be delighted with a score in excess of 170. Flowing down behind square on the offside, coming off the shoulder of the bat, really. They just take the 2. That moves Clark onto 30. Yeah, it hasn't been flashy or had the reverse shots that Dan Murray's innings has had, but he's done well. He's stuck with Murray for a while, and now he's marshalling the rest of the troops and scoring at a runner ball. Two balls remain now. Can Pembroke cross the psychologically scarring mark of 180? 9 and over to begin. It's quite daunting. Well, I said that Clark hadn't been playing with the panache of Murray. He certainly played with the same panache, just not the same accuracy. Well, that's a nice shot. It's worked for him this time. There is a fielder down there. They're going to have to run hard for 2. He's going for it anyway. Team player Clark. I think he may have made his ground. And if he did, that will mean Pembroke have scored 177 in their 20 overs. Leinster will need 178 in excess of 8.82 that Pembroke scored at. And here comes the throw back. Not a direct hit, which definitely would have had him. No, I think he's out there. I didn't see a signal from the umpire, but sometimes you don't need to. But Clark willing to sacrifice his wicket in pursuit of one more run. And the teams leave the coldness of the open field for the comfort of the indoors. And soon we'll see Pembroke coming out to field, and Leinster will be chasing that target of 178. Let's just take you through the Pembroke card. Well, Jordan Kelly, he hit one beautiful delivery straight through extra cover. It was memorable, as in I've remembered it. Noah Smith, I felt, was a little unlucky. Well, Niall heard a big nick, the umpire heard a big nick, and I didn't, which means it's Specsavers audio department for me. Dan Murray, a beautiful 76 off just 34 deliveries. He actually got quicker and quicker and more inventive with his shots as his innings went on. It was a beautiful partnership of 80 with Bruce Whaley, who scored 30 off just 20 deliveries, and somewhat overshadowed by the brilliance of Dan Murray this evening. Ethan Clark as well, providing the rest of the middle order with that strong 31 from 33, and he saw it through to the end until he was run out off the last ball, trying for one extra single. Sahil and Jurgens both never really got going themselves, and they were there. They got 4 and 2, and Pembroke ended up on 176 for 6. Just the 17 extras for Leinster, and that included 5 no balls and 5 wides, so that always makes a mess of the extras column. And here is the Leinster bowling. They used the 6 bowlers. Well, Tiwari wasn't going to come back again, having gone for 25 off his first over. Joseph McCarthy, he picked up a wicket, but went for 29 runs in just 3 overs. And the other wicket taker was Nua Ula, who took 2 for 26. None of the bowlers going for less than a run a ball. And Pembroke, well, with very good partnerships. A partnership of 80, a partnership of 47, and then a couple of wickets before a partnership of 19 at the end. And we'll see what difference that makes for the second innings. So that is the situation at the moment. Leinster thirds need 177 from 20 overs at 8.85. There is the summary, and for now I will take a short break while we wait for the players to re-emerge for the second innings, which can only be a matter of minutes away.
How are you? Good to see you.
I actually couldn't recognize you initially. I mean, I've normally seen you only in a sports attire.
How are you?
Yeah, all good, all good. No, not good. Yeah. Just be moving all the time.
The umpires have headed out to the middle. The scorer's not quite ready with live scoring at the moment. They still have up the end of the Pembroke innings, but it does give us a chance to tell you that Leinster will require 177 in their 20 overs at a run rate in excess of 8.8. Pembroke bowlers will need to keep it tight, keep the wides and certainly the no balls to a minimum tonight. And if they do that, then perhaps, just perhaps, this total of 177, 176 they're defending may be just enough. Well, two very differently attired batsmen coming out to the middle. But it'll be the Ministry of Silly Walks, Dan Murray, to open the bowling from the St John's end. Two men outside the ring. Just behind square leg, down in Michael Sharp corner. And good evening to Mary if she's watching, and Kieran if he's just got home to Australia and the jet lag is at him. So, Bruce Whaley has gone to 45 on the fence. And mid-wicket is out as well. And opening the batting for Leinster, W. Khan and J. van Rensburg. Dan Murray to start us off, with Leinster needing 8.85 and over and 177 runs. They have 10 wickets and 20 overs in which to achieve that. The question now is, will they? Well, no footwork from the batsman on the first ball. That'll be deeply encouraging to Murray. Coming in at pace, good rhythm. Khan pays him out on the leg side. They will take the single. Pembroke won't mind singles. That only adds up to 120. Khan will be delighted he's got off the strike, and Van Rensburg will be pleased to face his first delivery. Well, this one nearly taking the edge. Is there not another coat in the back seat? Belvedere one. All right. Well, I'll wear that if you want to wear this. Well, that one's wide, outside off stump, and that's the first wide. 17 extras conceded by Leinster. They generally bowled quite tightly, or Pembroke got after, or Dan Murray got after any loose deliveries that might have been wide. We played one down to the clubhouse for 4 beautifully. Definitely would have been a wide. Swing and a miss. And you can see what Leinster's approach is going to be here. And here's the hero of the weekend, Subra. Great innings at the weekend. Do you enjoy it? Oh, you've watched it back, have you? Oh, it's a leading edge and it just beats the man on the ring. Sahil it was, who could only watch it disappear over his head. He goes and fetches it, but he won't fail. He won't let them get more than 2. But they've never had any intention of taking more than 2. Well, it means Van Rensburg is off the mark. He was quite fortunate in the end with that delivery. This one legitimately played out past the fielders. Oh! Oh! Have you got the Keystone Cops music on a button? That's the leading edge. You could see Sahil realising he was flat-footed. It was too high for him, and he had to turn and go after it straight away. Well, at the end of the over, 6 have come from it. Leg stump guard taken by the batsman. Wednesday. You had the diary of our week. Monday, Kate. Tuesday, Paula. Wednesday, Thursday, cricket. Friday. What are we going to do with ourselves? That's helpful. Well, Pembroke turning spin early. Bruce Whaley coming on. Well, you want to give your spinners plenty of runs to play with. So I suppose over number 2 in a 20-over game. Not a bad time. Let's see if he can tempt Khan into playing a very false shot. Just turn that round the corner. They're going to look for 2 and they will probably get it. It's Phil Blackley that's after it. He's sliding pick up and throw. And 2 runs off the first delivery. Those people over there are playing tag rugby. Amanda, send her that way. She'll show you. Well, Noah Smith finally making the right decision. For a moment there, he was going to throw it to the other end. It wasn't to be. He realised that the batsman was flat-footed, trying to turn, trying to make his ground, and he had plenty of time just to walk over, knock off the bails, and the first wicket falls with 8 on the board. Well, first call was catch it. It bounced in front of the fielder, but the fielder got it straight into his hands, flung it back, and Smith looked to roll it down the other end and then realised that there was no need. He could run out Van Rensburg with the simplest of steps. 8 for 1 in the second over. Well, that's the thing about keeping an eye on your fielders. Which one is left-handed, which one is going to throw, which one hasn't got a throw, hasn't got a shoulder. Who underarms it in? That's me. So, first wicket to Pembroke. It's a run out. And already the run rate required starting to impose a bit of pressure on these Leinster batsmen. Pujari it is who's come in and is facing Bruce Whaley. Plenty of air, hits him in front. It's a big appeal. I think it may have been going down leg. There could still be a run out. I think that one was probably sliding down leg. This one certainly isn't. Whaley gets away with that one feels. That's the end of the over. Just 2 from it and the wicket. Well, I think so. What do you think? Oh, here. Sliding down leg. I stand by that one. Many thanks to the 30 of you watching this broadcast from Sydney Parade on Pembroke Cricket Live. Dan Murray into his second over. This one is just clubbed down the ground by Khan. It's an attempt at the run out and it nearly hit the stumps directly. So Hill got down to back up and Jordan Kelly flew through. Yes, if you are watching this, feel free to drop us a comment on the live chat on YouTube, or perhaps make sure that you've liked and subscribed to this channel. We are just, well, we were just 26 away from that 1,000 target, self-imposed target, I must admit. 1,000 subscribers, that would be a day to write home about. Dan Murray with his second false start. Let's see, batsman's now ready. Short, pushed away on the offside. Scorers have made a mistake here, I feel. I think this is W. Khan at this end. And not Van Vensburg, who I think was the man who was run out. First boundary of the innings. In fact, the scoreboard does now show W. Khan and S. Pujari. Oh, big swipe at that, trying to get it square. That's not the shot you played, sir. Shot you should have played, but it wasn't the shot you played. Fury just 4 off 7. You can see that run rate has climbed past 9, nearly 9.5 now. Well, that's a good ball from Murray. Pins the batsman back, can do nothing but show it a straight bat. 5 off the over. 17 to go. And the score 13 for 1. Brucey strips off again. Down to the short sleeves. With a biting north wind tonight. Down the leg side. It's going to run away. Eli Clark after it. He's not going to get to it. Late cut down to the short third. Dan Murray does the fielding. Singles not really helping Leinster at this stage. Coupled with boundaries though, they could very easily find themselves quite close. Oh, he's bowled in with a beautiful delivery. Put it up there. Tried to swing him round to leg, and having missed it, it got through, careered into the stumps. 19 for 2. And Pujari makes his way back to the dressing room, having taken up 9 deliveries in scoring 4 runs. This is the delivery that did for him. Beautiful length, beat the batsman, all ends up. Cannoned into the stumps for the second wicket. And Leinster find themselves 19 for 2, with still another 158 required. Oh, come on, you just caught it. Bruce Whaley now. He's been bowling when both wickets have fallen. First one to a run out. And it's brought Noor Ullah to the wicket. And here he's going to face his first delivery from Bruce Whaley. Oh, no ball called. That'll be a free hit. What a nice welcome to the middle for the new batsman. Nothing comes of it. You could see the big swing, but the full length from Whaley got it past the bat. This one outside off. The catch is taken, and the third wicket falls with the score on 20. Nice catch in the deep, safe hands, made sure of it. And Khan loses another partner. Whaley's picked up 2 now, and the decision to open with the off spinner is certainly paying off for Pembroke. And good evening, Simon Heaney, who's currently hanging out of his window. Bruce Whaley, 2 for 8 now. Last ball of the over. Well, maybe not. And it's gone all the way. Leg byes on this occasion. That means it's the end of the over. And with 4 overs gone, the score has moved on to 20 for 3. And Leinster find themselves backed into a corner. It's that 2-over spell where they conceded 40 runs from 2 overs that really put Pembroke on the front foot. Left arm over. It's the best you could hope for, really, with a left armer. Johnny, is that like President's Day? Don't mess with me tonight day. Once a year. Change of bowling then at the St John's end. Dan Murray stops after 2. Shadeo is the new batsman. He's not facing at the moment. Wicket falling on the last ball, or second last ball. Nice length, but beautifully played. Straight back down the ground, no fielders there. This is a good start to this over for Leinster. 5 coming from one lead with a legitimate delivery. It's a big swing at that one. It's on the offside, and John Kelly with a despairing dive just fell a foot short of it. And Naveen it is who does a bit of tidying up. Well, it was in the air. That's the encouraging thing for Pembroke. Well, nicely played off the hip this time. It's going to run away to the boundary, and it's another 4 runs, and this is an expensive over for Pembroke. That's through to the keeper. It's taken a big edge. The umpire puts his finger up and signals the end of Khan's resistance. He'd scored 19 off 11. He knew he had to get on with it. He was losing partners. And on this occasion, he's just taken the edge of the bat, has Shah, and it's flown through to Noah Smith, safe with the gloves. And now Leinster 4 down with just 35 on the board. And you feel that we may not see the rest of these 15 and a half overs remaining. This is how Shah picked up his first wicket. Outside off, slightest of flicks. The batsman head, he nearly got whiplash. It went round so quickly. And that's the 4th wicket down, and Khan departs for 19, and Leinster in a bit of difficulty. Just while the new batsman is taking his guard, we'll have a quick look to see the comparison. You see Leinster aren't that far behind, but they have lost 3 wickets, whereas Pembroke were embarking on a partnership of 80 at this stage. Well, nice keeping from Noah Smith. It's always the sign of a good keeper is that you're not mentioning him the whole time. This one, a bit closer to the batsman. Squeezed out in the offside. Kohli has come into bat now. Surprised he's coming in at number 6. This is a Kohli, not the Kohli. Shah's left arm over, providing a different line of attack to that the batsman are used to. He gets out of his over. He picks up a wicket. And Pembroke won't mind the 11 runs because the runs required, well, they're still up at 9.5. Good night, Joe. You've seen all you needed to see. Although you might watch again later. Well, this game now entering a stage where Pembroke are going to look to try and finish this off. And to that they've brought on young Eli Clark, marking out his run-up. Noah Smith standing up to Eli. You're going to have to buy that gentleman a bowling mark. Here's Eli Clark then to begin his spell from the nursery end. And he gets one past the edge of the bat. Well, Shardeo, it is facing. He's only just come to the wicket. He doesn't know what to expect from this young lad. This one, bit of a way movement. Slapped out into extra. Jürgen Badenhorst, it is doing the fielding out there. Dan Murray has now passed 450 runs for the season. And it isn't June. That's an incredible feat. Single taken. Oh, batsman gets nicely down on one knee, paddles it round the corner. It's going to be 4 runs all the way down to the railway tracks. And that's the end of the over, 7 coming from it. Curley with a very nice little shot around the corner. Not quite shot heard around the world. So Eli Clark, 1 over completed inside the power play, and it's only gone for 7 runs. Shah to continue from the St John's end. Driven down the ground. There'll be no single there. Phil Blackley makes sure of that. Tucked away on the leg side. Dan Murray, the boundary rider. He'll pick that one up and fire it back in. To our latest subscriber, thank you very much for joining us. Shah gets one, it's an edge. Well, no run out in the end. Single to Leinster. That takes them on to 44 for 4. Or as the score is known in Essex, 44 for 4. You could actually sit inside now. $13 for 1 then, Sharp, this over. Going better in terms of runs so far, but you can be sure the Leinster batsmen are looking to power it away, and they have done, and that's going to reach the rope. That's one that got away. Just too wide, coming off the toe of the bat. And are these two the two to spark a Leinster revival? Shah, perhaps surprised that wasn't given as a wide, but it did swing after the batsman. Davan Shah leaves one outside off stick. It's pumped away, and the boundary rider Naveen finally has something to do. Oh, he overthrows the wicket keeper. He's got to watch the power. That when you've got a powerful arm like that, you've got to know how to use it and when to use it. And he got that one off the mark. And that's the end of the over. 7 gone now, 50 on the board. They are going along in excess of 7 and over. But remember, they needed 8.85 at the start of this innings, and that has crept up to 9.77. These two, though, starting to put it together. A little bit of a revival of hope for Leinster. And it's Eli Clark to continue from the nursery end now. And it'll be Shad Deo who will be facing and looking for runs. 127 then required from 13 overs. Pleasant enough evening for February. No rain, and that's been the main thing, of course. Clark getting that one just to move away. Batsman very wisely, just keeping an eye on it. It's the northerly breeze that's the chill factor tonight. Without that, it would have been a lovely sort of late spring evening. 50 for 4. And that one squirts away, and that will make it 51 for 4. Oh, double teaming. Gets the fielding done. Keeps it to a single. So I'd like to welcome those people who traditionally support other clubs who have tuned in this evening to watch some cricket, some Leinster cricket. Oh. Well, this time there are two fielders down there. It's Devan Shah. Well, slapped away on the offside, and that's good stuff from Dan Murray. Fine bit of fielding, and then the double team as Jurgens comes in and tidies up. This one again played round to the leg side. There is cover down there. And it's brother for brother as Ethan Clark does the fielding down at fine leg. This one goes for 6. Lifted away on the offside. He just got it a yard enough to get it over the back of Jurgens fielding there at square leg. Oh no, sorry, extra cover. This time, batsman keeps Eli out. Eli does the fielding. Gets out of his over. 11 runs. And here is the big shot of that over. The 6 over extra cover over the outstretched hands. Jurgen Badenhorst. Well, if he'd been on the rope, would he have got there? I don't think so. I think that was 6. And now it'll be Devan Shah bowling from the St John's end. And Shea Deo facing 116 required. It's a good ball, angled across the batsman. I don't know where he thought he was going to score runs there. Covering the swing, perhaps. Short, in the air, not under control. And then all we see is the ball on the turf. Whew. Yes, there was. Pretty safe going for that shot at that time. If you connect well or connect badly, you can get away with it. It's the one you connect with okay that goes down the fielder's throat. This one pushed across, too far. Noah Smith. Two more onto the total. It's the 4 wickets down that are handicapping Leinster at the moment. Shah into his 3rd over now. No ball. No ball signalled. And a free hit kind of signalled. Now, although it's a free hit, they can change the field because they ran a single. Different batsman gets the benefit of the free hit. He does his best to make the most of it. It just goes up in the air. .67 for 4 now. Leinster still managing to keep that run rate required below double figures. Jordan Kelly doing the athletics and Phil Blackley doing the chucking. Another free hit, another no ball. One gets a feeling now that Shah may be overthinking things. Kohli, he's ready and willing to take advantage of this free hit. It's a wide. And because it's not a legitimate delivery, it's another free hit. There's a no ball before the wide. Another wide. This is starting to become a Whelan Cup over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, Whelan Cup with wides. Oh no, you wouldn't just shout at him there. Get a coat as well. Well, this could be the final ball of the over. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's not. An over is called. Sunlight rapidly disappearing during that over. Free hit that goes straight up in the air. It's a long way up there. Yes. 3 overs, 1 for 30 now. Four wickets down for Leinster. These two putting together a bit of a partnership against these bowlers in the middle overs. We've seen Shah's going for 10 and over. Clark has been going for 9 and over. Sunlight trying to peep through the clouds. As this one gets played away on the offside. Jurgens is a busy man down there today. Another single. Clark won't mind those. Give him the blanket. Ah, Clark sneaks one through. And what a perfect time to join me in the commentary box. None other than Charlie Vuperek. Charlie, how are you this afternoon?
I'm very well. I think it's very generous of you to call this an afternoon. It is technically an afternoon. We're well and truly into the evening.
Well, indeed. Indeed. Well, Clark picks up his first wicket off his 14th delivery, sneaking one through between bat and pad and crashing into the stumps. Here we see it. Just pushed at it, really, the batsman. No shot of any conviction. Left a big gap between bat and pad. Clark exploited that, and he's on his way. 73 for 5 in this, the 10th over.
Yet another wicket falling this afternoon at Pembroke. Really more... If you've been down at Sydney Parade during the day, folks, you know what a great time it can be. Well, this is Sydney Parade nights.
Yeah.
Things get a little more exotic, a little more interesting. Nighttime at Sydney Parade.
Rahman is the new batsman in. He's taking a guard in middle, and he's left-handed. So Eli Clark is going to go around the wicket, and we'll see. It's funny, because first-team players now, the first thing they'd say is, move the sight screen. However, once you go down the teams, people become less and less concerned about it.
I can't see a thing really past the bowler, and the idea that I would get distracted by something that far away.
Now, if something's moving, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But as long as everything's quiet back there. Well, Rahman gets squared up on the first delivery. He wasn't sure of the pace, the bounce, or anything there.
And the line was excellent. Clark attacking the stumps, saying, welcome to the game. Keep your hands up, protect yourself at all times.
Good evening, Star Editor, who's joined us this evening. As Eli Clark comes in from the nursery end. Swinging it into the left-hander. Firm defensive shot, and now the net run rate required has gone above 10 and is creeping ever higher.
Good over for Clark, just one off it, plus the wicket, as he steams in for his final delivery. That's a slower ball, down the leg side, and signaled wide by our friend from LC USA in blue.
Umpire's done an excellent job this evening. Again, just like wicket keepers, the less you hear about them, the better the job they're doing.
Have I taught you how, I'll save it for the over. Let's wait for Clark's last delivery.
Well dug out by Rahman. He just couldn't get going against Clark, and that's an excellent over. Just
Rahman.
one wide, one run, and one wicket from it.
Rahman needed a bucket and spade to dig that one out. That was right at his toes. Wouldn't have called it a toe crusher, but certainly a toe hitter. So have I talked to you, I don't think I have yet, how I'm really happy that the umpires are wearing blue in this era of colored clothing, because, in baseball, we call the umpire blue.
Yep.
That's kind of the thing. So it's like, hey, blue, nice call, blue. Usually it's complaining to blue. You need glasses, blue, whatever. But I'm just really excited. I think it's a sharp-looking uniform, cool hat. What's not to like?
Well, I'm an old-fashioned traditionalist, stuck in the mud. I far prefer the whites all around.
You like the white lab coat look?
Butcher's coat. It used to traditionally be in Ireland.
A butcher coat.
Gentlemen, gentlemen. We want to see too. I rely on it more and more because I want to see what's happening on the pitch.
So we're through the 10th. We're into the 11th. First delivery. That one's pulled away off the leg side. That'll make it to the boundary for just one run.
Dan Murray doing the fielding out there. What a night he's had. He scored 76 earlier on from just 34 deliveries. He was some shooting.
Well,
the longer his innings went on, the quicker his run scoring got, and the more extravagant the shots.
Brilliant.
It was a lovely paced innings, and he got up to 77, and he's currently top of the Leinster run scorers.
With performances like that, I'm not surprised. So the new bowler is Naveen Malapatil. Malapatil had a great weekend, big difference maker for the fours on Sunday. If anybody heard that broadcast, as he starts his second delivery. That one's pulled away down the leg side. Quick run taken. Throw comes in, but the runner's safely home. Just one run.
Well, Noah Smith picked that up very well. It's thrown right down, just bouncing on his fingers, really. And he took that beautifully and without a hesitation. So, as I say, wicket keepers and umpires, the less you hear about them, the better a job they're doing.
Smith's a noted glove man here in the club as Malapatil deals his third. More lofted. That one's pulled away around the corner, and that's going to run all the way to the boundary. That was drifted down the leg side, and the batter waited and
Thank you, gentlemen.
Put it away. Here you can see the replay. Highly flighted. You can see it going down that leg slide. He pulls his head on the other side, kind of like a standing sweep even. Got his head on the other side of the ball and pulled it around. Here comes the fourth delivery. Better ball. That one's dribbled back to the keeper for no run.
Well, Leinster past halfway in overs consumed. Yet to reach the halfway marker for runs, but they have reached the halfway mark on wickets.
More mystery from Malapatil. Gets that one past the batter. Mr. Coley.
He's going to get frustrated. He's been scoring well, 21 off 17. He's going to want to play a big shot, and he's got to find the right ball to do it with.
Quick single taken. Malapatil gets to the ball, but does not turn around and throw to the stumps. Good call in the end because there was no backing up other than an umpire, and there definitely would have been overthrows on that one. So that'll mark the end of the over.
9 to go.
Just the boundary off it. 7 runs, but below the rate, which we've noted, is roughly 10.5. You know, I like that Leinster have the names on the back of the jerseys.
Yep, I'd be happy with just numbers.
Yeah.
What I found in other clubs is now, as people have retired, they've handed on their shirt to somebody else.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it is. But if you've got the name Murphy on your back,
well, then somebody has to change their name.
People start calling themselves, Murphy on commentary because it's written on their back, whereas in reality it's not their shirt. That happened to us last weekend.
Well, that's true. I have a few shirts from a good friend of mine in the club.
So
that would be you. As Clark delivers, the first one's driven.
Oh, it's picked up beautifully by Whaley.
A shoestring catch by Whaley. Barely moved, leaned to his left, pulled his hands to the left. JJ will be very happy with that form catch. An excellent ball, an excellent catch from Bruce Whaley.
Well, JJ, who does a lot of the fielding drills with the thirds and lower teams, will be delighted the way Whaley picked that up.
You know what that was? That was a wicket-keeper's catch the field. So Whaley, a damn fine wicket-keeper in his own regard. You can see from the replay here. He's able to pick it up off the ground. Hopefully we get a good shot of it here in the dying light.
It is starting to get dark here now at Pembroke. We're a month away from the longest night. I don't think you quite got it. So another wicket goes. Coley it is who departs. He scored 22 off 18. As I said, he was just getting frustrated. It felt like he was getting bogged down. The game was getting away from them. They need over 10.5, as Charlie said. And Eli Clark now to continue. He's picked up 2 wickets. He went for a lot in his first over, but picked up a wicket in his second, and now he's picked up a second wicket in his third.
Good, Eli.
Good line.
Good line from Eli Clark. That's dotted back as these batters are going to want to take a look at what he's doing because he's already taken 2 wickets. Clark's a good example of somebody who he's using his opportunity to learn. Even if the first over wasn't quite as successful as he wanted, he's used his time here to gain progress. This next delivery is a full toss. It's cut, slap to the opposite field for no run.
Good evening to the Honorary Secretary who's tuning in with us here on Pembroke Cricket Live for this YMCA Salver game between Pembroke thirds and Leinster thirds.
Very nice.
Eli with another super line. He really seems to have found his line and length, and especially to this left-hander. He's enjoying bowling around the wicket to him.
Clark very impressive so far in this over.
It's been a good night for the family Clark. Ethan scored 33 off 31 earlier on. And again, another dot ball.
He's putting him on a spot there, just on that off stump to the left-hander. I think you're right. There's something about bowling around the wicket that really suits his eye.
He's just not giving the batsman any room. Ap Sunday it is, who's come in at the fall of the wicket, and he's faced 4 dots so far. You can see the swing of the bat was getting bigger and bigger with every ball he faced, and finally he found one on his pads that he could punch away through the leg side for 4 runs off the last ball of the over. But you know what? I don't think Eli will mind. I don't think Pembroke will mind. They have the runs to play with at the moment.
App Sunday spoils the wicket maiden party, but I think everybody will be happy with this over. If you went into it saying to Eli, you're going to go 1 for 4 in this over, I think he would have taken it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And 4 dot balls as well. Fine over for the young lad. And now Naveen will continue with his mystery spinners from the St John's end. And it's becoming more and more difficult and more critical.
The cricket bags just keep getting bigger.
Oh,
I mean, you could fit a body in one of these.
well, they used to be.
I'm not saying I'm planning it.
Do you remember the old suitcases before wheels came along? Made
Yeah.
out of cardboard and stuff. People used to have those as cricket bags.
Malapatil's first delivery is tucked around the corner for a quick single. Throw misses the mark, but no big deal. Malapatil's able to field it. You can see him jogging back to his mark. We noted on Sunday how quickly he likes to work. I am a big fan of that. When I do get the chance to captain, the 2 times I've gotten a chance to captain, I do like a bowler that works quickly.
Playing this weekend, Charlie?
I am playing on Sunday with the Pembroke Fifths here.
Excellent.
With your Pembroke Fifths, that was driven on the full. Ethan Clark picks it up on the boundary for just 1.
He does a good job with the long barrier, showing why it's necessary. And again, the run rate just keeps climbing for Leinster. They've only 4 wickets left. We know they are going to try and go big.
Big swing from the batter, even lost his balance, even though he was down on 1 knee. Leinster are well aware of what's required at this point. They may not know the run rate to the 100th place of the decimal, but
They just need somebody to drag them back into the game.
they know they need to go.
That's a good shot down the ground, but there's a fielder there, and Ethan Clark with the safest of hands. Well, that was almost nonchalant.
It was a beautiful form catch. If he hadn't caught it, it would have come right towards us, but you could see actually really strong hands. He went up, good strong base. He ran straight.
It's his feet. Well,
Yeah.
He got there early.
He ran to where he
steadied
needed to go, steadied himself, good strong base, good strong hands.
7th wicket falls, 88 on the board, and Pembroke now must consider that they're nearly home. If not on wickets taken, then certainly on runs required.
It seemed like 6 off the bat, but
It was a big hit.
yeah,
He knew what they had to do, as we were discussing. But look how early he was there, and a solid catch. Well, if he hadn't taken it, it would have smashed into his face.
yeah.
So good decision to take that one. Nice catch.
I know, but for everybody watching at home who does any fielding or is curious about how it should be done, what makes it textbook was how early he got to the spot. 90% of making that catch is getting to where the ball is going. Clark does it perfectly right in front of us. Good strong hands right in front of his face.
Well, that was
And another
both
wicket.
things, really. It was hit very far, but it only got to be small when it was close by, because Ethan Clark swallowed it in 1. Oh, nearly an inside edge onto the stumps, first ball. But this is proving to be an excellent over for Pembroke. Just 3 runs and a wicket.
Yeah, wickets keep falling for Pembroke here as Malapatil continues. That one's down the leg side. It's pulled around the corner. Fielder comes in quickly, but calls a hold it. No need to take a risk.
Got to pick it up first. Well, that concludes the 13th over. Just 7 to go now. 42 deliveries, 89 runs required. Let's have a look how the Worms compare now. Just because it's my favouriteest graphic.
Is it really? I
Yeah,
like the Manhattan.
You can read a game off one of these.
I like the Isle of Manhattan.
You can see Dan Murray was in here,
Yeah.
and that was the destructive part between overs 5 and 15.
You can see 2 humps on the path up to the top.
And that's what Leinster are having trouble dealing with. You watch the gaps just growing during those periods. And Leinster's line is flattening out as they're down to their last 3 wickets now. Tawari, well, he was most unfortunate. We came onto bowl and he found Dan Murray his most destructive. He went for 25 off the over.
Whoa.
It was a big over. You could see the batsmen were so disappointed. I think Bruce at one stage hit one and they could only run one. He so wanted to get back to the striker's end. And it's in the air, but it's bouncing short of the fielder, and it's a direct hit, and the umpire has given him out, and that's a super piece of fielding. Well.
Whaley wastes no time. Great fielding and a great throw.
Well, Shah it was, I think, that did the fielding there, and that was a great piece of fielding. Fired it in, and it hit a direct hit, and it's the direct hit that does the business. Driven away. First of all, thought it was a catch. He picked it up, and it's the left hand again, just so deadly. He's hit the stump. The bat wasn't even down, let alone across any line.
It sat up for him nicely, too. It kind of had a nice little arc in the air, bounced right in front of him. He caught it easily on the hop, about thigh high,
And
rocked back, and took the bails.
Tawari's miserable day continues. He departs without scoring. And Bruce Whaley, he's been bowling when both run-outs have occurred. And he's also taken 2 wickets of his own and been quite economical off his 2.1 overs.
Wind is gusting a bit here, if you hear it in the background. Our media center is shaking a bit. Maybe that'll impact the spin bowling. That delivery's wide.
Why aren't you playing tonight? Why aren't you playing tonight? Okay. Oh, smacked away on the offside, and that's all it is. It's just smacked. There is a boundary rider out there. It will just be a single, and Pembroke aren't going to mind those now.
Yeah, that didn't have the crisp sound of something that you imagine would go much further than the sweeper. More of a smack than anything else. But that's what's going to be required for Leinster if they're going to crawl themselves back into this game. Big swings are required, and big ambition on the part of these lower order batters. Let's see if they can do it. Here's Batra to face. Batra's the new batter who came in after the run out earlier. You can see his name right there on the back of his jersey, number 48. If you had a number,
41.
that would be your number.
Yep.
What's the meaning?
All
right. In comes Whaley.
Let's just say the same way Dale sorts his door codes.
Oh, we probably shouldn't say that on air, but
I'm not
that's
saying
fine.
what the door codes are.
Yeah.
But he and I use a similar method. Well, signals are wide after all that.
See, mine would be 40, because my favorite number is 4, and 4 plus 0 is 4. But 44 wouldn't work because 4 plus 4 is 8. I know it's weird, right? That one drifts down the leg side, hits the pad.
I mean, when I was small, football teams in England all wore 1 to 11.
Yeah, sure.
And the shirt was more about the position than it was.
Like it is in rugby.
Yeah. And the same with rugby, yes. So the idea that you could wear... In fact, Formula 1 cars used to be numbered depending on where your team finished in the
What do you think
constructors.
about triple-digit numbers? Like you see
No,
that in the IPL?
Wrong.
No, not allowed. Nish. That's a big swing. It's popped up. The fielder's there.
Oh,
but it falls in and out of the hands.
Eli Clark it is who put it down. He's still down.
Clark's probably more disappointed in himself than anything else. He was moving to his left. He went down to the ground.
It bounced
just
out when he
bounced
hit
out.
the ground, I
Yeah.
think. Well, we've seen 3 wides already in this over. That's Bruce Whaley. Wayward bowling is Leinster's best chance of getting back into this game. With just 6.2 overs to go. They still require 82. Kevin Ryan says his favourite number is 11.
Okay. I wonder if that's because that's what he turns his amp up to.
I'd say it's more likely because it's where he finds himself batting. That's mean.
Touche.
And cruel. It's mean and cruel. Nasty.
And that'll bring the over to an end on that note.
I apologise, Kev.
One wicket.
Kev has batted in every position.
1 wicket, a handful of wides, and a couple of runs, but still the run rate rises. The wicket is still the
Yes,
difference maker here.
It's certainly Kevin's order in the bowling.
Through the end
lineup.
of 14, Leinster are 95 for the cost of 8 wickets.
I think in 30 years I've seen him bowl 3 balls, I think. And I didn't notice I didn't use the word legitimate there either. Bowling was never Kevin's strength, he was always a keeper.
Here comes Naveen returning for the 14th. First ball's off the pads, big appeal.
He's given him, he had no choice but to give him that. If you wanted to learn how the LBW rule works, I don't believe that. The batsman questioning the decision. That was pinned right in front, wasn't it?
It certainly looked very, very close. Here we go. We'll take a look at the replay here. The straight on camera is the best perspective, even better perspective than what we have here.
Bounces in line, hits him in line. It's going on to hit leg stump.
Yeah, if there were red boxes on the left, I think if there were boxes on the left, they'd all be lit up red.
I think they would.
Yeah.
I mean, even if the last one was lit up orange with umpire's call, he's got to go.
And that would be the call.
So you join us now. Evening, Steve. You join us now with just 1 wicket remaining. And Leinster, well, they need a miracle at this stage to pull this out of the fire. I can't see them doing it. The run rate required has topped 14, and they have just 1 wicket left. And Naveen Malapatil is weaving his magic. 2 for 10 from 13 deliveries.
Done. One more.
Malapatil faces the new batter,
9.
number 11, McCarthy. Stares down his opponent and deals. That one's blocked just off the stumps. Malapatil attacking the stumps with that lower darting delivery.
Well, you wonder what this batsman's how his approach is going to be. He knows he's the last wicket. I know if I was in his position, you'd want to be taking as many deliveries as you can. Misfield lets that one go through for 2, but considering he's been involved in 2 run-outs already, we'll forgive him. McCarthy it is, who's come out as the last man. My view would always be that I didn't want to be the one who was out.
Oh, you mean if you're in the final pair?
Yeah.
Because you want to be not out.
Well, not only do I want to be not out, I just want to show them that, show my captain that perhaps I should have been further up the order.
Sure.
But yeah, it was always important to, even in a losing cause like this, which Leinster are in at this stage.
Yeah, at this stage we can safely say that.
Not good news for Paul Delaney. Paul at the moment, who's under doctor's orders. We hope that everything goes well for you, Paul, and we'll see you actually on the ground soon enough. Short, pushed away on the offside. And here comes the sun.
I was just about to say, some light starting to return to the ground as it dips below the cloud cover here. As Helios Hyperion rides his chariot across the sky on his daily journey, as the ancient Greeks used to believe. Ooh. Did I mention that I went to an all-boys Jesuit Catholic high school and had 4 years of ancient Greek last time?
You did, actually.
Yeah, well, here we go.
And Latin as well.
Yeah, and Latin too. As the sun starts to blind us here. So yeah, you can see on your screen the shadows are back and they're long. So that'll give you a sense of how low the sun is, and that's in the batter's face.
It's in our face here too, unfortunately. And it's in the keeper's face. You can see Noah Smith desperately trying to keep the sun out of his eyes.
So you can imagine if Whaley's going to take advantage of this and try to end this right here.
Oh, Raman punches it out in the offside. It'd just be a single. Leinster will want at least to reach 100, surely. 80 behind now.
Yeah, at this point, little milestones might matter more than the result. I mean, 16 runs and over at this point.
With your last wicket in.
Yeah.
McCarthy, the leg spinner.
That one's blocked.
He's just wanting to survive at the moment. Very watchful in front of Whaley. This could be the time when Whaley could actually toss one up above the eye line and try and tempt McCarthy into a big shot.
And he doesn't do it. That's the lower darting delivery. That's off the pad. And just trickles away. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if he's setting him up for it.
Just give him the easy one.
You were right about the batter getting excited for a big swing.
Played out the leg side. It's another dot ball.
The wind picking up here as well. I see the Pembroke flag fluttering a little bit more in the distance.
Still northerly.
Whaley's 5th delivery. Catches a bit of edge, bit of pad maybe. Bit of a shout from the crowd, but not much in it.
Well, the tag rugby crowd, they're outside the chapel now, enjoying their refreshments after their exercise. Not out, says the umpire. That concludes the over. Just the 1 run from it. That 100's still elusive for Leinster. 4 overs to go, 79 required at 19.75.
It's a weak appeal. 2 lonely voices.
Yeah.
It was one of the weaker appeals I've ever heard.
All right. Okay. Excellent.
So I saw some ducks on the ground last weekend as Malapatil delivers his first. That's a big swing. And it beats the fielder and runs away for 4. Is it bad luck to have ducks on a cricket ground?
Not at all, not that I've ever heard of.
Well, but given the meaning of a duck in cricket.
Yeah. Somebody else's duck.
Okay. Yeah, it's not yours.
If you have your own personal duck all the time with you, then that might be of some concern. So the 100 comes up
this'll
for
work.
the 100 comes up for Leinster.
Ooh, standing up like this makes me feel very professional.
Big swing from Rahman. Not on the stumps on this occasion. Perhaps that's why we saw such a big swing. He's 9 from 11.
Malapatil continues into his work. Here comes the 3rd delivery. That one's pushed away down the leg side to Gully for no run.
Run rate has gone past 20. I do like seeing how high it can possibly get.
What's the highest you've seen?
300 and something.
Oh, that sounds high. Run rate.
Big swing
and
out,
miss.
outside the off stump. Another dot ball. Yeah, but it does that on a graph. When you get to the last over.
That one's kept out. Maybe there was a run there, but wasn't attempted. I mean, Leinster here is raging against the dying of the light as the sun dips back behind the cloud. From Malapatil's 6th delivery. Oh, this waves at it, but safely into the hands of the keeper. That'll mark the end of the over. And it looks like Whaley. Oh, looks like Murray might be returning. So I see a skip in his step as he approaches the top of his mark and begins to count off his run-up. So it'll be the return of pace bowling with Dan Murray. Everybody looking to get home to their dinner now, perhaps.
Well, Steve has come in on the live chat and he's wondering who my pagan American friend is.
Pagan?
Well, if you went to a Catholic school, the chances are you're probably pagan now. I know my mother is. This is Charlie, known in the club as Baseball Charlie. Charlie Vuprek.
Just enough cricket knowledge to be dangerous.
Absolutely a pleasure to commentate with. Dan Murray then comes in, goes more for accuracy than speed, asks for the appeal. Umpire has already walked away. Once you see the umpires that far away from the stumps, I don't think you're going to get that decision.
Yeah, I love that crisp walk away. Don't even ask. I'm moving.
That brings Rahman, the left-hander, on strike.
The lights are on here at Sydney Parade. Pembroke Knights in full effect. It's lovely to see the pavilion all lit up.
Good crowd down from the tag rugby today.
Murray spins the ball in his hand, kicks his leg up. Just makes some last-minute adjustments to the field. He steams in for his 2nd delivery. Faster ball, that's right through the batter, into the hands of the wicketkeeper.
Well, this is obviously a different approach for different batsmen. He's going for all-round speed here against Rahman. Whereas with McCarthy, you got the feeling he was very much just trying to bowl a Yorker up on the stumps.
Let's see what Murray goes for here. He's looking to end this game, take the final wicket. That's dug out, but driven along the side. The fielder dives, not able to stop it. Runners are going for a second. It's into the keeper. Batter safely home. Little overthrow, but no run.
I think that's a sign that Rahman is desperately trying to farm the strike now, make sure he faces the majority of the deliveries.
Rahman is 9 off 17. He's going to need to up that rate. In comes Murray. Slower ball, loopier ball. That one's just poked away to the offside. Whaley charges, throws straight to the hands of the keeper, but the batter is home.
Well, I've just seen another comment on the live chat, Charlie, calling you the Ted Lasso of Pembroke.
Happy to accept that comparison.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said of me.
That came in from captain of the fifth 11, your captain at the weekend.
Oh, you got to believe.
Believe isn't just something you hang on a wall.
And believe is what Leinster must do now as they look to
Pull this one out of the fire.
Yeah.
They'll change the club emblem to a phoenix.
Another slower ball really trips up batter number 11. McCarthy, who's wearing number 11, just like you said that you wanted, right? Didn't you say you wanted the numbers to correspond to the batting positions? Here you go.
Yep.
McCarthy
absolutely.
batting 11, wearing number. You got what you wanted. We're properly shivering now.
Yes, it's
A
certainly chilly out here.
warm summer's evening.
We were down to the last 2 overs. There was a stage when I didn't think we were going to see this far into the game. But the wind now starting to pick up as the sun goes down. It'll be.
What do you think your favorite Bob Seger song is?
I don't know that I know that many Bob Seger songs.
You think it's maybe Hollywood Nights?
Oh, that's one of his, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. He was one of those sort of soft rock Americans of my very
about-
early youth.
What about Night Moves? He has a couple of big songs about night.
Yes, he's.
Working on the night moves.
You have copyright all over you after this.
Shaw returns for his fourth over. His first delivery's on the stumps. It's blocked away harmlessly.
Well, Leinster do need 36 and over. I think it's a good time to bring the youngster on. He had a torrid last over. Went for 10 deliveries with wides and no balls and free hits and catches off his own bowling that were not out. And, it had everything. So, nice to bring him back, give him another go. Let him try and clean up this tail.
That one's cut away. Back to third man for just one run. Very slow roller. Everybody's starting to feel a little lethargic out there. The lack of sun, the cold wind, in the 38th over of play is starting to drag on everyone. The run rate has reached 42.
And your favourite baseball team, Charlie? That's another question coming on the live chat.
It'd be the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, it's definitely not the New York Mets anyway.
Well, I'll take the Mets over the Yankees, but that one's cut away. It gets through the fielder, so there won't be any play at either wicket.
I like the '86 Mets. They were a team.
Yeah,
Was that
beat the Red Sox in the World Series.
Uh,
Buckner.
Buckner.
Bill effing Buckner.
Yeah, through his legs. The curse of the Bambino lived on for another few years
Yep.
until Moneyball was introduced at Boston.
Shaw's fourth delivery. There's a big swing. It's popped up in the air. Wicketkeeper Smith is under it, and he holds on to it. That will be the 10th wicket. That will be Leinster's last, and that will be the end of the innings and the end of the game as Pembroke win 176 to 107.
Oh, 70-run win for Pembroke. Or 69-run win. Good evening, James. Well, that was a super game of cricket. We'll just run through the cards. Oh, sit down for a minute. after this replay.
It was high up in the air. Smith fortunately had his back to the sun.
Night, Steve.
Keeps his eye on it safely in his hands. And you can see, well, cut out there, but he threw off the gloves, ready to go home.
Well, Pembroke batted first tonight. They got off to a slow enough start with Kelly and Smith falling relatively soon. And then with the score on, I think it was 24 for 2, Dan Murray came to the crease. Bruce Whaley came to the crease to join Dan Murray, and the two of them put on 80. Dan Murray, 76 off 34 balls, was certainly a man of the match performance. But credit as well to Ethan Clark, who did his bit to keep the tail together and keep the run ticking over, and they got to a total of 176.
Just to also point out, if you look at those names, Murray, Whaley, Clark, average age 15. Right, so it's very encouraging to see a trio 3, 4, 5 of young Pembroke batters perform today.
Well, the Leinster bowling figures, some of them aren't going to want to see these. What do you think of those, Charlie?
Tough day for Tiwari, as you said. 25 off that one over, and then I think out for one run with the bat. So it'll be a day he'll want to forget. But if he could take a little advice from Ted Lasso, he can be like the goldfish and try to forget about it and move on.
Well, Leinster came out chasing 177 for victory. They didn't get there, and a lot of that is down to some very good bowling from the Pembroke side. But there is the card, only a bit in the middle, really.
Yeah, wickets spread out. Couple for Clark, one for Whaley, one for Shaw, one for Malin Patil. So, yeah.
And here are the Pembroke bowling figures. Well, weren't they shared out today? Dan Murray had done his bit with the bat, so we don't mind him going wicketless. But 2 for Whaley, 2 for Shaw, 2 for Clark, 2 for Malin Patil, and there were 2 run-outs.
Yeah, I wonder if Dan Murray would be feeling bad if he hadn't gotten so many runs. But it's good to see everybody contributing and getting the wickets. I mean, that's a very good thing to see in in a T20.
Well, there was one stand of 38. Other than that, there wasn't really much in there. 23 extras. Well, that's 6 more than Leinster conceded, but it's better than it's been in recent performances.
And the extras weren't really a factor today because of what Pembroke was able to do with the bat. But in a closer game, it could have been.
Again, it's cost Pembroke sides a number of times this season. Anyway, that's the conclusion of the game. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this production from Pembroke Cricket Live on YouTube. I'd like to thank Charlie for joining me for the last 10 overs and somebody else knowing just how cold it is today. There is the match summary. We'd like to thank the teams, the umpires, and of course Niall and Charlie. And we'd like to say join us tomorrow night when it's the women firsts are playing against Malahide. So thank you for that, and thank you for joining us this evening. Good night.